What up, peoples? What up, peoples? How are you guys doing today? Give me a second, setting this up real quick. The timer on for hour. See how long we're going to do this. What up, people? If you guys don't know who I am, my name is RJ. I teach Hermetic alchemy, Hermetic magic, ascension practices, self mastery practices. Today, I want to talk about word magic and the power of words and how the people who have been ruling us in our environment for quite some time, how they use word magic. One of the ways that we don't talk about a lot is how word magic is used in the media, and not just music. Most of the time we talk about music and how music is essentially all music is a type of a mantra or an affirmation, and it sinks into your subconscious mind, and it can demoralize you and do all these other things subconsciously, so you can resonate at things that you wouldn't never had initially have resonated at through the path of music and word magic and that aspect. um, so well, we can talk a little bit about that. If you guys have any questions or want to share anything about that, I always talk about, word magic when it comes to, there's literal, you know, musicians and writers who are literal magicians, and they write their words very, very carefully. That's why musician and magician, they're not too far apart. I mean that whether you're playing guitar and know music theory, that's a type of alchemy, a type of magic. You know, when it goes to when it comes to actually writing words, you know lyricists are very, very precise, and they know the power of their words. So when you hear something in songs that sounds a little suspicious, you better believe they know exactly what they're saying. When they took the time to write it, they took the time to record it, they took the time to mix it down and master it. Thank you. It's a really big thing when it comes to word magic. But we're not going to go super deep into music. We've covered this topic. I want to talk about more so in other forms of media and just in life in general. Um, I'm looking at your comment, Jake. What up? What up? It says hey RJ, was just watching your course. It keeps unpausing in the background. That ain't me. It's your guys trying to tell you, pay attention to this. Start practicing. So one of the cool things about word magic, well, I would say not so cool things about word magic in the system, and the way that things are like put in front of our face, is you can look at it in realms of like paper genocide. You know, when I was growing up, I was really big into understanding the system and understanding how society functions, understand who controls the knowledge and the information that we get from the control system, and how most of it's not real. You know, so when it comes to paper genocide and how they change knowledge and the paper trail of knowledge, when it comes to the internet, things are getting going to get kind of scary. From they have been that way for for 20 years now, because they can change anything on the internet. A lot of people go to Wikipedia. Most of Wikipedia is not true. It's not real. How many people, when the last time you looked at a actual paper encyclopedia? You know, so you can look at how even when it comes to indigenous people of the Americas, traditionally, they had their tribes names and whatever. They had their own title, their own. They were never Native Americans. They were, they can call it America. You know, um, and you can look at the copper color people of the Americas and how they went from being indigenous, aboriginal, and then to Negroes, and then black, and then in the early 60s they started using the term African Americans. But it's a paper genocide. They changed the narrative of a whole group of millions of people, and literally went from indigenous and aboriginal to Negroes to black, and then African American, same thing. But it's paper genocide. And if you control the data and information, you can delete aspects of of information and history. easily. They've done it many times over. All types of paper genocide, and the West Indian. Yeah. So in the West Indian, a lot of people don't know that the indigenous were copper colored. Yeah. You can look up, so look up the treaties that they signed and why they have the five civilized tribes. What makes the five civilized tribes civilized? The other ones, they're eating out of bowls and have forks and spoons and whole civilizations and kings, but what makes the five civilized tribes civilized? Other than the fact that they, signed treaties with the colonizers, but if you allow your oppressor to control the information, they control the narrative. And it's really, really crazy. Like, why do you think everything's set up the way it is? But literally through paper genocide. And you can look up, you can look all this stuff up. As always, take everything I say with a grain of salt and research it yourself. Exactly. His story is his story. It's not truth, it's his story. Whoever writes it, that's what it is. And everybody has different levels of truth, you know they created the words for it to be so. And it gets really interesting too, because like I said, you can look at back in the 1600s and the late 1500s, when all the European explorers started to come to America, and all the documentation and the illustrations of the people they would meet here. Do you know what they look like? They look like me. Like literally. And this ain't even the thing. This not even like, oh, these people are lying. This is like factual, right? There's literal like books that were published in the 1600s that say, oh yeah, when we reached the Carolinas and the Virginias and the Florida and the king of the Seminoles, they look much like the African, but they were already here. You know, but they won't tell you that. They'll tell you, what makes sense. We came to a land where there were already millions of people, and instead of conquering that land, you know what? We took millions of people from somewhere else and traveled across the seas for months at a time and brought them over here. Like, a bit of that happened between the Americas and the South, Southern American, so what a story. Yeah, it's crazy. And logically, does it really make sense? Does it really make sense? There are melanated people from every single continent. Look at the history of China. Look at the history literally anywhere. What makes America different? You go anywhere, in this continent, North America, South America, Central America, and it's not this like, oh, they were brought here from this, that's the narrative. But of course, you're going to say that when you come through and genocide everybody. Yeah, it wasn't you, it was the guys that disappeared. They're holding everybody. They just disappeared. The whole symbol is gone. We don't even know. We got all these pyramids. We got all this, all this knowledge, all this, but everybody just disappeared. We don't know who they were. What? They disappeared, and we took these people from way over there, a place they will never even, And it's funny because, like I said, you can look at the paper trail. This is paper genocide. It's word magic. It's literally word magic. Their ability to make words disappear. It's word magic. And I only say this example since I heard the Grand Canyon have pyramids. Everywhere has pyramids. Like, America is like sacred. I don't know if y'all knew how powerful. Why do you think y'all don't know shit about America? Like, they say, look at Egypt, look at Japan, look at the Great Wall. What's the American history? You think it just started when the Europeans came in and killed everybody? Y'all don't think we got 50,000 years of documented history and pyramids and everything else? We do. America is no place on earth like America, and America is beautiful. So don't let all the fantasizing about and fetishizing about all these other places fool you. America is a very, very powerful sacred place. We have very, very, very powerful sacred places right here. Pyramids, and it's like I said, they're not going to just say, oh yeah, we went through and pillaged everything and now we got everybody living in the middle of BFE. And I say BFE, talking about the cities. The cities is BFE. They're literal energetic drainage portals for you to literally use all your life force, your awareness, your attention, your energy to feed something that's not real. It's a literal thing. They drain you of your life force and awareness so you can come back again as they're literally feeding you fear and anxiety and all these messed up ways to view who and what you are in your environment and everything else. That's BFE. If y'all don't know what that means, it means bum fuck Egypt. I learned that from my redneck homies back in back in Indiana. you know, but this is the thing, and this is why they don't really say or teach a lot about the history of America. They don't. Everything starts with, 1667, over there. And Columbus came and, he came and they killed, all the people that didn't want to sign treaties with him. Oh, these people are so nice. Yeah, they looked at everybody as divine beings, and then, they're so nice. They're so nice. We're just going to kill them all and enslave them. Who doesn't want to get enslaved? Who's going to help us, capture the slave? The 5 civilized tribes. That's how it functions. And you can look at the bloodlines. You can look at, it gets deep. It gets really, really deep. But paper genocide, it's word magic. It's literal word magic. And like I said, y'all can research this from even the terminology that they use from when the early European settlers got here on America, how they described the people that they met. It's a book. It's a book. It's on archive.org. It's literally called America, the latest and most accurate description of its plant life, inhabitants. And it's a long ass title, and it was published in 1670 in London and has literally decades and decades of information from all the different, explorers and stuff and all the different documentation and artwork and stuff from 1670 of what they found when they got here. And they didn't say, oh, you know what? We brought these. There's a bunch of Africans there. Nah, we got to the coast and it was awfully dark. For real, look up the King of the Seminoles. Look at Queen Khalifa. All my people in California, look at Queen Khalifa and her real history, and the American Indians. I mean, they're here. It's not like one, you go anywhere in the world and there is a mix of people. You go anywhere in the world and it's a mix of people. Anywhere. You go to China, there's people dark as me in China, since the beginning of China. And then it gets really, really interesting. What up, Jay? How you doing? So even here, it's still everybody wasn't just one color, and it was a mix of people. People were still traveling and stuff like that. But the whole idea of all the people who are of a darker melanated color, they're all from Africa. That shit is hilarious. But it's paper genocide. Once again, look it up. What did they call the non-Europeans before they started calling people African Americans? You can look it up from, like I said, it went from the indigenous people or the Aboriginals, right, to the Negroes. Ask if the Indians, what they call Indians or the Native Americans, were called Negroes at one point in time. Look that up. Look that up. And then it went from the Negroes to the blacks, right? you can even look at research. So people still think this. Look, you can literally research. They got Negro brand cigarettes and what the Negroes look like on this is for the 1600s. They got feathers in there, literally. There's all types of depictions and pictures showing some of the first people that they came across before they say they brought slaves. And show me a slave ship. Show me a slave ship. Somebody please show me a slave ship. Somebody. Anybody. But we're not going to get into that. We still talk about word magic, right? So paper genocide, once again, indigenous or aboriginal, right? Into Negro, into black. In the early 60s, 1960s, they implemented African American. you know what? We're going to come up with this term. We're going to come up with this term. So the people who are here, we're gonna keep the people we sign treaties with. Y'all can have casinos and still stay in the concentration camps that we built for you, and keep some of the land. Literally look up look up what reservations are and why they're reservations. They're literal concentration camps for natives. You know, and once they went into integration, this is the trick about slavery is because, they tried to enslave as many people as possible. And when you are raised by your oppressor, whatever narrative they tell you, that's what your experience is. So generations after being slaves, there's tons of people, oh, this is who you are. Don't you know? Y'all seen Attack on Titan? It's a whole world out there, but you in this wall. You can't get out. What's on the other side of the wall. You just know that we just been here our whole life. You know. So that's the thing. And then when they integrate it, even the people that knew who they are, because like shoot, my granny 99 right now, and she will tell she told me, her parents, her grandparents, her great grandparents, the whole lineage, and she from Florida. I mean, she from Georgia, from Sinkhole, Georgia, Bullock County, and they was farmers. They had land. They weren't nobody slaves. You can look all the way back in the census when they first started doing it. Like, it wasn't a thing for us, but there were people who have always been free. But once they started integration and they started killing a lot of the people, remember they used to like hang people in town square and take pictures and and postcards and stuff like that. It was a big thing, you know. And then after integration, once again, if you allow your oppressor to educate your children, then they just, they paper genocide. It's literally paper genocide. We listen to this, then grands, they got some stories. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do was sit there and talk to my grandmother about some real stuff. Like, oh, where are people come from? And so the whole story about why they came from Georgia to Indiana, and all types of stuff. But like I said, it's paper genocide, literally. And you can even look at, school to school. These are, indoctrination camps, and they tell you what they want you to know so they can control you. You only need to know as much as you need to know to feed the system, essentially. And that's the thing. So with that, like I said, came the paper genocide. And even from school to school, they teach different information on history. I remember being in third grade. No, it was fourth grade. It was fourth grade. I remember being in history class and we're going through the book. We're going through the history book. And the teacher stopped and said, oh, we're going to skip this chapter because it's not true. And I looked at him like, fuck you mean it's not true? Like, what are y'all teaching me? So you mean to tell me all the students last year went home with this? Did you tell them that this wasn't true? Did y'all call them back and say, you know what? With last year, what we told you, that wasn't true? Or they just gonna go their whole life thinking that this is true? And like ever since then, like literally, I promise you, I used to skip school and go to the library and teach myself. Like 100%. Like, obviously you guys aren't trying to teach me what I need to know or information that's like accurate. If y'all the system, and this whole book that y'all gotta be reading and studying and everything else, if this ain't true, why should I believe that anything else in this book is true? You know, and it's crazy. And like I said, I'm talking about this just to bring up the whole issue of word magic, right? And when it comes to the internet and even media, you can look at movies and all the crazy movies that they had. Like, what's the Fred Hampton movie? Birth of a Nation. You know why it's called Birth of a Nation? Because the original Birth of a Nation was a Klansman movie about birth of a nation, and it was it was a jam. And I promise you, 10 years from now, you will not be able to find it. It will be deleted from history. And when anybody Googles Birth of a Nation, what they're going to see? Fred Hampton and their narrative of the Black Panthers. Even when you so that movie is trash. Look, even when they Google, when you guys use the internet through paper genocide and y'all look up Black Panther, what you gonna see? What information are you gonna find on the Black Panthers? Because even now, people don't know nothing about the Black Panthers, who they were, what they stood for. Because if you get it from the system, hey Julie, how you doing? If you get it from the system, they were terrorists and they were shooting and doing all this other crazy stuff. Look, the Black Panthers were liberating people's minds. That's what they were doing. And it wasn't just for black people. There was lots of white people in the Black Panthers. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Lots of them. They even had the White Panthers that was rolling with the Black Panthers. It's like literally the Black Panthers were telling people about the system. This is how the control system functions. This is how the school system functions. This is how they build our cities in order to keep people trapped in these psychological boxes and control your mind and steal your true culture and identity to keep you in a psychological box. That's what the Black Panthers were about. That's what they were all about. But if you look up anything, oh, they were terrorists and they had these allegations and this and that. Yeah, because the police was like beating them down and blowing their shit up. You can even look at, but like I said, it's paper genocide. It's literal word magic. But with the internet, it's even easier. And this is why the internet is a double-edged sword. And you can look at this now too with a lot of the information that's out there now about magic, about the your etheric templates, what you pay attention to. If y'all don't think that they're not putting stuff out here like that too, even on TikTok with people that's teaching spiritual things and stuff like that, I'm telling you, watch out, use your intuition, follow your spirit, because it's always been a thing. It's always been magic. Like 100% of it. It's always been magic. It says life is funny. It's like a game, but serious at the same. It is. It is. And it's really, really interesting to see it. And like I said, with the internet, the thing that's so crazy is because they don't care about what we have access to on the internet. This internet we have now is not the same internet. And TikTok won't be here for long. Like they're making all the changes and stuff like this. Like TikTok will not be here forever. And you already know you can't share and talk about everything on every other social media platform. So this may not be a thing. So I think they care. No, they don't. Listen, when they had, when y'all remember when the AMC and GameStop thing happened and everybody was doing options and buying all the AMC stock and GameStop stock. Y'all remember when this happened? So when this happened, most people use like Robinhood, right? Which is like the feds on that. Literally, they're using Robinhood, and everybody was buying the stock. You know that they intentionally stopped everybody from doing it. For the people that could make money, knew they was going to do it or whatever. Nope, y'all can't do it. They literally stopped everybody from moving money and moving stocks illegally. They illegally said, you know what? Nope, we're going to have their best interests at hand, and y'all can't do this. And when it happened, literally, you could go to the Robinhood site, right? And then call it a glitch. It was most definitely not a glitch, and it was most definitely. You can go to the App Store for Apple and on Google, and when it happened, you could go to the reviews. Both of them were 1 star. There were 1 star reviews because people who invested their money into the app, right, who were actual customers of the app and was using it, and then the app basically screwed them. They left honest reviews like, oh, screw them, they did us dirty. Overnight, they deleted everything. Overnight, literally. It went from one night, Robinhood being a 1 star rated app, and the very next night, you know what? Screw 400,000 reviews of 1 stars for people who have rightly reviewed it. Next day, boom, gone. Nothing happened. Just like that. So don't think this is the only thing that's like that. Like I said, why do you think, once again, Birth of a Nation is a Black Panther movie when the original one was a KKK movie? It's a literal KKK movie. Their ability to change information and change the narrative has been a thing, and I don't want to send y'all some. I don't want to send y'all down like a rabbit hole because this is usually not what I'm usually. But history on its own, I don't know if y'all have been looking into like the Tartaria stuff and like all the ancient technology and everything. Like what we have now is a bootleg ass version of what we had before. I mean, everything that we have, technology wise, is a physical manifestation of something that we can do naturally ourselves. It's to literally give your power away. If you can have a device that can display anything imaginable in the palm of your hands, why would you use your own ability to do it? If you can see through time and space, but they give you a device to do it, why would you ever tune into the fact that you can do it? Let me know. That's let me know. You can look at the whole control system and how society thrives off of people, and keep them as psychological slaves. They look at the makeup industry, make you feel insecure about how natural you are. Look at all the women. Oh, you got to shave here. You got to do this. You got to get rid of everything natural about you, or you're ugly. Look at your teeth. Your teeth, it's psychological. It's where they take the power away from you and then they profit off of it. You know, keep you externalized. Yes, everything is an external, manifestation of something that you can do on your own. Everything, all of this. And like I said, the more we get deeper into technology, the less power people are going to have of their own personal power, and the more control the external forces are going to have over you. And this is like this is crazy because the people who know and they won't be affected, but the people who do not know will never know they do not know. It will get to the point where it will be a true, y'all in this realm and y'all in this completely different realm. It's already like that to an extent, but because everybody is, it's a double-edged sword. I'm just sticking with it. It's a double-edged sword. It's like the internet just on its own. What up, Frank? It is, this is one of the things that you know I want to share, because everything I teach is how do you liberate your mind? How do you liberate your mind? How do you liberate yourself mentally, astrally, physically? One, you take your power back, and you know yourself, and everything external to you is a reflection of everything internal. And nothing has ever really been invented. I want y'all to do like really like, ride with me on this one. Nothing has really ever been invented. Like phones weren't really invented. They discovered that, oh yeah, energy travels through light and waves, and we, if you use this rock, this gem, this crystal, and mix it with this crystal and run electrical and magnetic current through it, then this is how it works. It's literally how they were making magic mirrors, literally. But now they can program the magic mirrors to only show you what they want you to see. It's a literal thing. It's a literal thing, and only thing I really want to say with all this is like know yourself, and satellite was invented, bro. No, they discovered that you can bounce those radio frequencies off of these these satellites, which are what most of the satellites are by balloons. You know, there's other things they discover that you can do this and add this. It's like alchemy. It's what alchemy is. It's not exactly an invention as much as we discovered you put A plus B together, you get C. That's what I mean by not many things or not, nothing was really invented. They discover that this is a thing. And the way that it says people are loop, and it's funny that you use the word loop because that's what it is. It's a cycle. If you think that right here, right now, that we have the most advanced technology and there wasn't a far greater advancement of technology in the past, then you're fooling yourself. Just because, why do you think they changed, paper genocide, word magic? This is more so number magic. Why do you think we go off the Gregorian calendar and it's 2023? Look at the everywhere else in the world. Do you think it's 2023 in every other country, every other society, everybody else that runs off the solar lunar calendar and they're one with the sun and the moon? It's a reason. It's literally a reason. And right now we live in backwards world. Even look in the past, look at all the maps of the past, and how It's all psychological. It's all to play on your subconscious mind. What up, Natasha? It's all to play on your subconscious mind. You can even look at some of the maps in the past, all the African maps in the past. North to south, south is south is north, east is west, west is east, literally. And Africa was at the top of the world, literally, for the majority of life. Not just now, for the majority of our existence. This has been a thing, you know. But those who control the information, they control the minds of the people. Y'all seen Book of Eli? Y'all seen Book of Eli? The whole Book of Eli was he trying to get the last Bible because the said Mansa Musa was the richest man in history. You know, and like I said, you change the narrative and look at the maps. America is not big as they portray America to be on maps, like not even close. But psychologically, you control the information, you control the minds of people. And literally, perception is everything. Your perception is everything. The things that you perceive, that's everything, because we both can look at the same thing, but if we have different perceptions, we're going to receive different information on what we're looking at, and subconsciously we're going to make up an assumption of what it really is, and then we're going to live our whole life based on that assumption until we find out a higher truth about what we're assuming. And this is everything. That's why it's so important for you to not live your life based off of assumptions. Don't assume anything, especially things that you can easily find the answer to, you know, and then don't even accept that answer until you prove it to be true. Because, like, listen, the internet is crazy. The TikTok, social media, Wikipedia, all this stuff is crazy, and there's so much misinformation out there. Even on respected sources. Real question is what they're doing in Antarctica. Listen, dude, listen. Listen, I don't like going down rabbit holes. I gave that life up. And what's really funny too, that kind of got me on this is Bobby Hemmett came up on my I posted something on Instagram, but as soon as I finished posting, Bobby Hemmett came up and I'll tell you what the way. If y'all ever listen to Bobby Hemmett, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Because Bobby Hemmett is out me cracking up. But he, like I said, and Bobby Hemmett is one of the OGs. Bobby Hemmett was a professor at Clark University. I've been studying esoteric occult knowledge for decades. Knew about it, and he was teaching people in the late 80s, early 90s. Like, this is exactly what's going on. Then read a million books on it, did his research. How did Bobby die? Bobby ain't die yet. Bobby's still, he in Georgia. He just don't teach anymore. He ain't there. I don't think he's there yet. I ain't heard it. I know he was alive a couple months ago. Bobby Emmett is he live in Georgia. But and pretty much most of what he says is based in truth. One of the funniest things is like understanding like language, right? He said it's crazy out there, and I'm gonna be here. Exactly. Is like looking at language, right? And how language is formed, and how we convey information through language. Even speaking on its own is a limited form of transferring information. There's huge limitations to words, but understanding where language comes from. Like I said, this whole live stream is primarily based on word magic, and the English language is filled with it. It's filled with it. It's all around us. But once again, those assumptions, I feel like people in America just assume that things don't mean what they mean. And it's weird. It's really, really weird because, like, you can look at a word and they'll use it against you, and it feels like everybody just assumes that, oh, it's not the same thing as what it sounds, or the way you read it, or the etymology of it, or even the pronunciation of this word. Like, I feel like people in America just like, this doesn't click for them because the English language is so backwards. There's limits to speaking words, whereas naturally, once again, our way of communicating has always been telepathic. Good as anybody else that your mind is a transmitter and a receiver. When somebody's about to call you or text you, you think of them. You're connected telepathically. It's there, right? But if you're not, using these abilities that you have, why would you ever pay attention to it? You could just text somebody, or in the past you could just think somebody. Here you go. It's a thing, and like I said in the past, like understanding phonetics, the Phoenicians, in Mesopotamia, and the way that people transmit words and stuff, even Hebrew, and what was the language that Hebrew came from? It's like an early version of Hebrew, or whatever. They didn't have vowels. They didn't have vowels because vowels are limitations. And the consonants that they used said everything about the word. But even then, the majority of the way that they conveyed information was literally telepathically. Actual writing or spelling came later. Because you can convey everything that you need to know. Just by looking at somebody. Sending your mind their way. I teach psychic development. This is how every other being in all of creation pretty much communicates. It's telepathically. It's universal language. What up, Thunderfy? It's a literal thing. And somebody say, the courtroom, talk about word magic, just like the courtroom has different languages. It's called legalese. It's literally called legalese, but it's called legalese so the common people do not know it. Y'all know the same people that control the courts control the schools. If you were meant to know legalese, they would teach you in school. Everybody has to deal with the courts. You got to get an ID. That's what they tell you anyway. That's not real, but you allow yourself to. This is what you got to do. And then they control everything else in the system, so they make it hard for you to do anything else without it. So you part of the court system. But legalese is a thing, so you're oblivious to the word magic that they use on you. And even when you go to court, I talk about this all the time. Even when you go to court, you're going to court. It's a game. What happens in a court? You play a game. Somebody is defending themselves. Some person playing, that's a plaintiff. Somebody's judging this game that's played in the court, and it's word magic. But people don't see it. It's a literal game. But if you know the rules of the game, you can win it. But you cannot win a game you don't know the rules to. You don't even speak the language. What's really funny, I was talking to Dr. Earl, and we were talking to our homegirl Sarah. She makes custom pieces and stuff, and I'm gonna have like a bunch of different custom pieces, like really cool ones I want to be selling and things too. But they were talking. He was sharing some of the stuff that I teach, and he was like, the biggest disconnect from people when they get into hermetics is not understanding the language. Because even with what I teach, I don't teach about what different levels of energy are, different levels of consciousness. We talk about vital, astral, mental, akasha, white light, non-dual light, and all these different terms. But if you don't speak the language, what does it mean to you? It don't really mean much to you. You don't speak the language. So he was kind of saying like that's the barrier. But once people understand the language, everything starts to click. You know, and it's funny, we're talking about word magic when it comes to actual magic and the words used in magic, but also the words magic that they use in the courts. So it's getting caught up in the concept over the reality of what it's pointing to. Exactly. That's why words are so limiting, and they take away the spiritual aspects of who you are. So you never really learn it. So you can't, develop that aspect of yourself, when it comes to learning magic and ascension. It's literally tools to give you a higher quality of life. It's tools to ascend and to aid humanity. That's what magic is. It's literally, these are tools so you have a much higher quality of life, but they take that away from you so they control your quality of life. And you have no tools and you're dependent on their tools, like this black mirror here that you guys are watching me on. You can literally see through time and space. Everybody can. Everybody has that ability to do it. But if they give something external to you that can kind of do it, then why would you ever need to train yourself? They take your power away, and that's why I teach what I teach. So if you want to learn how to see through time and space, hit the link in the bio. It's a literal thing, and it's crazy. Like the more, like I said, the more I learn, the more I see, the more I grow. And I'm non-dual. It's a control system. These things are happening. Like, I ain't got no enemies. Y'all do you. you know. But literally everything that we have is a manifestation of something we can already do, you know. It's almost a mockery. Yeah, yeah. And technology is magic. Everything's magic, you know. And you can do literally anything, literally pretty much anything. Just click the link, enjoy the newer journey. Yeah, for real. And this is the thing too, because like I said, you gain tools to not only enrich your life, but to enrich the lives of the people around you. The stronger your mind is, the stronger your spirit is. Your mind and your spirit, the same thing. What up, Goddess Shiva? How you doing? Your mind and your spirit, the same thing. So how strong is your mind? How developed is your mind? How focused is your mind? Is your mind capable of concentrating? Can you concentrate on some one thing so outside influences don't rob you of what you're paying attention to? Because everything out there is to literally, trying to get your attention, your awareness, your life force. That's what your wealth is. Why you spend time, like you spend money, word magic, you spend time because it's the most valuable thing you have, and this is why everything is vying for your time because it's the most valuable thing you have. And, for everybody out there working in the 9 to 5 still, shout out to y'all, um, but even with whatever job you're in, I don't care if you're a therapist, if you're a bricklayer, if a cashier, whatever it is, you know, nobody will ever pay you, you know, the amount of money that you're worth to do a job. Because whatever you get paid now, I can guarantee you your time is worth, so much more. It's invaluable. It's literally invaluable. And understanding your own power, it's interesting now because understanding one, money is not, it's not real. It's not backed by anything anymore. Now it's literally ones and zeros. Like 90% of it is ones and zeros. So it's just this agreed upon thing. That's what facts are. They're agreed upon concepts. That's it. That's what a fact is. It's an agreed upon concept. There's different levels of truth. Very few things are concrete in its nature, and just this is what it is. There's different perceptions, different levels, and then things like that. But understand your value. Understand your power, and don't give it away. For anything. And the big thing that I've been sharing and talked about lately is understanding that we have this idea of where we want to be, who we want to be, what we want to, attain, what we want to, give the world, right? And knowing that there's so much more out there than that. And even knowing how your subconscious mind functions and how you function. There's always, your higher mind is what guides you. That's what your guardian angel is. It's what your subconscious is. It's your higher mind. That's why it's called your intuition. It's to learn from within and above. That's what intuition means. I share this all the time. Once again, word magic. Learn the etymology of things. What do words mean? The meaning of the word is hidden within the word. They just make the word and say, oh, this just means that. No, the meaning of the word is within the word. Look at the scientific meanings. Bisodium carbonate literally means two two atoms of sodium by sodium and then carbon baking soda. Is literally the scientific word. The meaning of what the word means is in the word. That's how words are formed. And then when they look at intuition, once again, literally means to learn from above. Intuition and from within. It's literally your higher self. It's your higher mind. It's your higher mind. Says Jack heading up and RJ speaking word breakdowns, reactions. Yeah, let me know if this goes out. I don't know. But just putting that out there and understanding the words that you use, especially in the realms of magic. Says, bro, I don't speak Spanish, so if I listen to bad music in Spanish, would it affect me? Even though yeah, it will. Yeah. Like, just like if you listen to a mantra, how many of y'all speak, said baby Mike, how many of y'all speak Sanskrit? None of y'all. I don't speak Sanskrit. I started learning a little bit of Sanskrit, one of the hardest languages ever. That's why it's called the language of the gods. But I bet you if you say that mantra, you're going to draw some mantric and tantric energy and incantations in your life. You can start gaining some wisdom and all types of magical stuff going to start happening. You know, you don't have to speak the language for it to affect you. You know, words are formed for particular reasons and they all have roots. All of our languages come from a source. And even like the word itself has a subconscious meaning. Just like y'all, let's like I gave a whole course on sigil magic. You know, on sigil magic. When you design a sigil, you write out the mantra, right? I am a master of blank. When you establish the sigil, it doesn't matter what the mantra is anymore. You have a symbol that stands for that mantra. You don't have to even, you forget it. The moment you start working with the sigil, the statement that you made that's tied to it, it's not even in your realm of consciousness. You charge up the sigil and it reflects your subconscious mind for what that mantra is. That's how words work. That's why it's literally called word magic. That's why it's called spelling. They're casting spells. And literally, you can look at television. What happens when you see something on television? They broadcast something. They broadcast. It's literal magic. It's, I don't know if y'all knew this. Magic is using electromagnetic forces to train your subconscious mind. That's why when they broadcast something, they channel programs and they program your subconscious mind. They channel those programs and they program your subconscious mind. Have you ever, learned anything about emotional intelligence and, oh, we have to undo all our subconscious programming? Yeah. Somebody said something about the astral. When you watch television, your astral body is floating within the astral frequencies of what you're watching. This is why when you see something on television, you want it. They literally program your astral body. They embed that information, that frequency in your astral body. You start to resonate at that frequency, and then that's what you aspire to do and aspire to have. That's why it works. Back to word magic again. How many shitty songs have you heard on the radio? And I'm talking about before the internet is what it is now, and everybody had Spotify. They would play the same crappy song 20 times in one day. And the first time you heard this song is real stupid. 2 days later, you're singing the song. Oh, that's my song. This is because they know, through repeated action, you start to resonate at it, even if it's shitty, and it becomes a part of your consciousness. And it affects you on a conscious and subconscious level. It's very important to understand that through repeated, exposure to something, you start to resonate at that. Everybody that smoked crack probably hung around somebody, smoking weed with them first. And then that one person who started smoking crack with somebody else, those mirror neurons start to turn on, and next thing you know, they smoking crack too. And they told themselves, you know what, I would never smoke crack. It's a thing. It's programming. It's a frequency. You frequently see. So, that's where magic is. I didn't even mean to say that, but that was pretty funny. Y'all see how it works? And this is a cool thing about etymology too. It works like that. You can break down words in many different ways and they still make sense. They still, like, the meaning of the words is hidden within the word. Information. Once again, any word, I-N-A-N-E-N, means from within. Form or format, ion. You're formatting your inner light, ion. You are formatting your inner light. That's what information is. All light carries information, and you start to resonate and you give expression to that information. That's what information is. You're formatting your spirit with all the information that you take in, and whatever you hold on to with a belief structure or an emotion, then it becomes a bigger part of your experience, a bigger part of your format, because once again, astral energy, astral chi is sticky. It's sticky. It binds to you. That's why when you watch the news, literally that energy, everything's doom and gloom, and they rile up your emotions, and this is what it is, and it's crazy. Back to word magic again. Look at BLM. I'm not getting into politics, but before The system came up with BLM because it wasn't regular people. I don't know if y'all knew that. Anything that you see that's really big in the media, I can guarantee you it was the media that started it. They will never put anything on the front page that's for the benefit of anybody. Not to free your mind, not to free the people. It's not what the media is for. It's literally not a thing. So I just want y'all to know that. So anybody that they're praising is literally not for your benefit ever. They just want you to fight about something. Pay attention to this. But other than that, BLM, Bureau of Land, Bureau of Land Management, BLM. Before they changed it into a political thing, outside of the political thing it already was, there was videos of them shooting farmers and taking their land. You Google BLM, this is what it is. Now it's the opposite. Once again, just like Birth of a Nation. 10 years ago, you Google Birth of a Nation, KKK everywhere. Best movie ever. Now you do it, it's Black Panther. Not even an accurate story of Black Panther. A really messed up one. Not even true. It's literally word magic and paper genocide. They making words disappear. Poof. and it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's a lot of that goes on. And the biggest things that you have access to, you better believe that, of course, the government controls it. I mean that. Like the biggest things that we have access to, they know very well what goes on out there. They know very well what we're talking about here. They got AI. I'm sure every single one of my words is already in the database, been there for decades. It's a thing. Says, why is Hollywood so powerful? Because it's the holy wood. It's the magic wand. It's in the word magic. It's the holy wood. It's why it's all cameras and screens. This movie magic. It's a literal thing. Who runs Hollywood? That's what you need to be asking. Go look up where they from and how much magic they know. It's all literal magic, all of it. And it's crazy because like people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand what magic is because a lot of stuff that they show in the media about magic is based on truth, but it's not real. It's not reality. Writing is powerful too. Yeah, it's spelling. You are spelling. When you write something, you're crystallizing your thoughts, your feelings, your intention, your energy into this physical realm. That's how it functions. So looking at that, very important, understanding that. And even when you write something down with your own intentions and energy and information that you're crystallizing in this physical realm, it reflects through your own subconscious mind. What up, Cherie? How you doing? It says insane, insanity, having sanity being in facts. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, once again, word magic, keeping the old spelling of words is powerful. Spell magic. Yeah. I mean, the spelling isn't as important though, as much as the actual, pronunciation, the vibration of what that thing is. Um, and this is the thing with English that's kind of interesting because there's so many words that are spelled different with the same sound. Red and red, you know, read and read, with the same sound, but phonetically they're the same vibration, literally same thing. Then they mad at you, shut you up. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like I said, so one reason why I wanted to bring up word magic is because the power of words and how they reflect through your subconscious mind. The power of your own words is the most important thing because even the word enchantment, once again, break down the etymology, Inenan, within, chant, talk, mental, your inner talk. That's what enchantment is. Literally how you control somebody's inner temple, their inner talk. That's what enchantment is. And the words that you constantly tell yourself is your enchantment. That's what you're enchanting yourself with. It's your own inner talk. And that's what your reality becomes, is the things that you tell yourself. And one of the things about this that, I'm not going to say it saddens me, but I've been more aware of is how everybody has insecurity. So their own inner talk tells them that they're less than, or I don't do this, or I'm ugly, or whatever it is, because their own enchantment of their self builds a delusion on how they view their self, and therefore creates this karmic stream of how they deal with their own reality. Everybody has this to an extent. People have insecurities. Their inner, securities are all jacked up. They're, isn't there a book on word magic? I'm sure there is. I haven't read one, but I'm sure there is. I think I've seen one going around. But what do you tell yourself? What is your own inner chat like? Your inner chant, because it can be anything. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you get. And subconsciously, once again, you align yourself to think, feel, act in that way that you enchant yourself with. So your own self-image and your own inner talk is very, very important. That word magic is the most important word magic, because once you understand how it functions, it loses its power against you. Anything, you learn black magic, nobody can use black magic on it. Don't mean you got to use it. You just know how it works, and they can't use it on you. You become neutralized to the effects. So understanding your own inner talk is very, 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 very important, and it creates a karmic stream. When I teach hermetics, one of the things that I really, want to convey is like mastering yourself is mastering the way that you think, the way you act, and the way that you feel. Because this is what gives you your reality, and it means something to everybody. That statement on its own means something to everybody. It does not mean the same thing to everybody. You do not implement it the same way as everybody, because it means something on every level of creation. Mastering yourself is being the master of the way that you think, the way you act, and the way that you feel. And this is what gives you your reality: the way you think, the way you act, and the way that you feel. So every thought, every emotion, every action creates a karmic stream in the most magical way possible. If you have no control over your mind and no control over your emotions, you have no control over your reality. And I mean this. And as always, the spiritual realms are the realms of thinking and the realms of feeling. So if you are not controlling the way you think, act, and feel, then who or what is? What succubi, incubi, demon, other person is doing it? Magic mirror. It's a literal thing. That's why I teach concentration. And it's funny, we got 3 minutes left. This just brought me up to this. I'm starting a meditation school tomorrow, and if you want to get in now, you can get in super cheap. It's $5.99 for a whole month. First 4 courses is $6. And TikTok changed their things. I think I might see $2 out of that. But step by step, this is how you develop your mind. This is how you develop your astral body. It's how you develop, and to a much higher level. And we're going through direct meditations and hermetic, so you can literally build high levels of concentration, so outside influences stop being an influence on your life. And I mean, this is what gives you liberation. This is what allows you to tap into your spirit and to tap into light, to go through the Akasha and literally allow the light of your spirit to guide you. And then you can raise up to your higher light bodies and let those light bodies guide you until you make it all the way up to God and allow that light to guide you. It's a literal thing. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific times, I'm going to start my first class for that. So if you're interested, you got 2 minutes to add some time up on the subathon timer. But it's no, it's not focused on the diet. Meditation is so much more. There's many different types of meditation. Meditation um, in there's different levels to meditation for people who are, going trying to master themselves. Because not everybody wants to master themselves. It's one of the hardest things ever. Not everybody can be a hermeticist. People try, but it's not an easy thing to do. You have to literally master yourself, and everything you do has to be magic. The way you think, the way you act, the way you feel. You have to look at all your resistors and everything that's holding you down and make change in the way you think, act, and feel to change your reality, and even leave your body and raise up in the higher realms. And it's it's a task. And you can do it. Everybody can do it, but not everybody will put in the effort to do it and master themselves. you know but it's just for concentration, bro. um, so it says how blessed I am, bro. um, so back to the whole meditation thing, right? Concentration is not exactly what you think it means. Being concentrated is your mind being still, your mind literally being still, the vibrations of your mind, your literal brainwave patterns, being able to control that and controlling your body chemistry, mentally, astrally, physically. That's what it means to master your mind. So when you start developing higher levels of concentration, you begin to control the data and flow of information that enters into your spirit, your consciousness, your mind substance. You begin to have a better control over your literal reality. And it's not as simple as like, oh, I'm doing, you know, oh, now I just feel a little better. No, literally, the karmic stream of your life begins to change because you literally are able to guard the gates of your consciousness and the flow of information that enters into it. So when you are doing concentration and meditation exercises, the goal is to gain an immovable mind, an immovable and flexible mind. Oh, thank you, Gabby. Yeah, I think it was like a split second late. It would have added more time. I think like 10 seconds, but thank you for the sub. Um, so that's what concentration, in the beginning is for, to develop equanimity and to gain mastery over not only just your mind, but also your body chemistry, you know. Can you repeat the meditation group pricing that you were just talking about? It's here. It's a subscription only live stream that I'm doing once a week on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it's tomorrow. It starts tomorrow, and I'm going to go through, a whole range of different meditative practices that we'll do together from step one, and literally day one, you'll see the difference. The next day, you'll be like, oh, I tried this one, something I do every day, and it took way less mental effort. Oh wow, I can see life starting to look a little different. Why colors look different? Start literally dropping away, dropping away delusions, and there are all types of stuff. So we're going through like some high level meditative practices, not just like basic meditation either. We're going through, I set a timer, boom, everybody grab their meditation object, boom. We're going to do energy exercises. Boom. This is how you tune into your vital energy, right? You can use that vital energy. You can stream it into your meditation object so your mind can hold concentration on that meditation object. You can even develop the skill of mental transference through that mental astral connection that you have between you and your meditation object, you know, and you can start to develop types of akasha through direct meditation, and it gets really deep. It says, will this replace the Wednesday meditations? It will. It will. I Tonight we're doing the invocation course. So I have an ascension invocation course that starts tonight at 7, and that's going to be absolutely amazing. So that's only available for people who have been in the course for a while, because you have to have a certain level of skill and understanding to even take advantage of it and to do it safely. So can I still get in that? You can. Hit the link in the bio. Oh, thank you for the sub. Up to 20. I'm trying to get up to 1,000. That would be cool. Um, but yeah, you can hit the link in the bio and they'll send you the Zoom link. But it starts at 7 o'clock. Um, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Um, Lucas says authentic. What's the most high vibration is non-dual light. It's a influx between, the akasha, emptiness, infinity, and non-dual light, or spirit coming into form, or the mind of the universe, which is the yang aspect. The akasha being the feminine principle. Everything in all of creation is vibrating in and out of the akasha. And most traditions, they consider the akasha God. Align to your highest. That's what's up. That's the most high vibrations you can never touch. That's what nirvana is being able to. Now you can touch the akasha, but if you're still holding on to anything else in your mind substance, when you touch it, you're not going to experience the akasha. When your mind touches anything, if you're still holding on to any of your attachments, aversions, delusions, any other astral substance or any other light that's binding to your mind, you will not see the truth of what you're experiencing. Nirvana is the release of attachments, aversions, and delusions. And your ability to let those go, literally, the light of your mind is God. You are literally God. The light of your mind is that. So when you literally, through meditation, drop off your attachments, your aversions, your delusions, you no longer have these astral energies binding to the light of your mind to keep you in a lower realm of perception. You literally raise up into universal light by letting go of, everything that's binding you into this realm. It's a literal thing. It's not as simple as, oh, I got to get rid of my delusions and my attachments to live a better life. Yeah, that's true. It means something on that level. But in high level meditation, let go. You're literally holding on to all these different things. Your mind, substance, the thing that is really you, your light, your awareness is holding on to all these different energies. And your ability to release that and let it go that's your rank in life. That's your rank on the spiritual realms, is how well you can let go of those things so your mind can raise up into higher levels. And, that's a reflection of your rank. Your true rank is a reflection on how well your mind can stabilize within Akasha. And then using that Akasha and light to bring things into form and take things out of form. That's what the path of the magician is. It says, will classes for tonight be recorded and kept? Yes. There is a invocation video channel on the app, and I'm going to be adding them on there. And for this, Gabby, for this, because it's a very, very special course, for this one, really, really make sure that you shower, brush your teeth, wear something special. You can wear the same thing every week, like something that you're going to wear just for this. Because when we go through the invocation process, you have to have a clean mind, clean body, clean everything, because it really does matter. And the amount of sacredness that you use when you're going through this process, it reflects through, your learning process and the effects that happen when we go through the process. So putting that out there. Says, I would love for you to rate my magic. I don't think you've seen something like it. Go ahead, bro. Really, that's cool. It's so funny that you did that, because in my mind earlier, I promise you, this is why I came up too. This is really cool, because like things come up through time and space, and then like I will turn into the magic Keith Lee. Start rating magic left, right. This is the only time I've given 2 10s. How well can you cast your magic circle? Let me see, at which rate can you raise energy from one level to the next. Yeah, it starts Pacific time. I'm in Cali, so 7 p.m. Yeah, it starts tomorrow. So yeah, because I live in Europe, bro. Oh, there, there's not a thing on the live. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but but it's like a update or something, or promotion or something for the live stream that might be on there. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can bring it up. Interact. I can interact with y'all. Text poll. Nope. I usually don't, do this when I'm on here. I can pause the live, interact. I can, oh, snaps, I can comment. I didn't know I could comment. Let's show y'all how much. It's funny, 'cause I go live a lot and I don't ever just mess with this stuff down here. Yeah, but it's not letting me show it on here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it should be like promoting it or something. Sub only live, and it's once again a subscription only live. It'll be, what time is it? It's almost 5, so it'll be 2 hours from now, tomorrow. 26 hours from now. Yeah, it paused because I checked what time it was. But yeah, it'll be 26 hours from now. So, but nobody gets it. Or see, I'm in fact working with light. Yeah, I mean, you got to be connected to light. When it comes to this knowledge and information, like, you have to have an experience. There has to be a bridge into your understanding. It has to be a bridge for you to make sense of it. And a lot of people don't have those bridges. Not everybody's connected to light. And they might have their guides, they might have, but not everybody has a direct connection to light, and not everybody has, the same type of experiences, or even have an easy life because you're not connected to light. When it comes to the angel numbers like 444 and everything else, they mean whatever you want them to mean. It means you're in divine timing. If you're seeing it all the time, you're just synchronized, and your guides are with you. And I mean that they will literally guide your attention to it, you know, and that's what it means. There's not any real direct, like that's just what it is. Do you teach about numerology? I don't really go into numerology. That's not my thing. I know some people that's really big with numerology, but it's not my thing. You know, so my middle name means secret and secret knowledge. Maybe that's how I'm connected. My name literally means crafty oracle. So go figure. And my last name is person. So it's literally crafty oracle person. It's my name. Letting y'all know. So then everyone connected to light, they're just subject to thinking they are. Nope. Everybody doesn't know. Everybody ain't got the same light. Literally, some people connected to dark ass light. Some people have some really dark past incarnations and did some dark stuff, and they're paying for their all the stuff they did in past lifetime. Not everybody's connected to the same type of light. The Buddhist light is not the same as the Christian light. You know, the Jewish light is not the same as the South African light. It's not the same. Now can they take you to the same place? Yeah, but whatever light you're connected to, that's the light. That's the realm that you're in. Those are the levels of consciousness and the beings that you're. That's part of your spirit fam and your spirit. Your spiritual. You know, inheritance, I guess. Is the astral after the mental or before? It's before, but the astral is bound to your mental. Like for most people, your mental, astral, and physical bodies are all glued together. And what I teach is this is how you can separate. You become aware of your vital physical. You become aware of your astral body. You become aware of your mental body. You become aware of the mental and astral matrices that bind your mental body, your spirit, to your soul, which is your astral body, and then your soul to your physical body. You become aware of all of these things, and then you use this awareness and this ability to tune into purely the mental, purely the astral, purely the physical body. Put more space in between them. You can program them. You can literally reprogram them any way you want to, from the top down, and then use that as a vehicle to literally go into the akasha. You end up on the other side of the universe, tap into universal consciousness, and then you work your path all the way up. And that's the goal. That's the primary goal. Is to do that. And a lot of spiritual systems and cults and religions, that's the end game for them. But that's not it. In Hermetics, that's a beginner's experience. That's a beginner's experience. In Hermetics, what do we do with that? How do we completely liberate our spirit after we touch that non-dual light, the monad, and then raise up into the highest frequency of that, and then use that as a way to once again benefit humanity. The path of the magician is balancing what you're bringing into form from your highest level of awareness and what you're taking out of form from your highest level of awareness. So it's taking lower energies and higher energies, and taking higher energies and streaming them down to this physical realm. And then that's the path. Through it, do you become psychic? Yeah. Can you see in other realms? Yeah. Can you leave your body? Yeah. you know, um, yeah, transmute, it's alchemy, taking lower energies and higher energies. But this is what I teach. And if anybody's interested, check out the link in the bio. Um, if anybody's truly interested in joining, it's already on sale, but I'll make a coupon code for you guys. Like with the course I teach, there's a whole video library. I'm starting a new course tonight. That's why I'm about to get off of here, because I want to rest before I do this. But I'm starting a new course tonight. But the course for everybody to start with is Mastering the Elements, and it's a year-long course. I have a whole video library with about 200 or so videos. Some of them are hours long. All the Zoom meetings and different teachings, practices, meditations, attunements for you to develop yourself. Touch life becomes easy. Like literally, the more you understand it, the more you start to master hermetics. And wherever you're at, you're able to go from where you're at to where you want to be. You begin to master the way you think, act, and feel on every level. and even how to train your psychic abilities from clairvoyance, clairaudience, mental transference, mental wandering, all that good stuff. Step by step, exactly how you develop it, exactly how you train it. None of this is like, oh, just believe this and have faith or imagine it. Nope, step by step, cause and effect. This is how it works, and this is how you do it. You know, so that is out there for everybody who's interested. But it's not just the videos. I also have we do 2 Zoom meetings a week on Saturdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. So you're able to join in on each one of the Zoom meetings, and no 2 Zoom meetings are the same. I'm covering different topics, and I'm going to be teaching like this for about the next year and a half. You know, lots of information to put out there, lots of different practices and theory on how you develop yourself. Plus, we have a whole community of very beautiful practitioners, who are they're all practicing, and the group aspect is really important because everybody grows and evolves at a much faster rate than if you were to ever do this by yourself. And I don't think I've ever seen a group like this put together that's practicing hermetics, and it's coming together like the way we do, and it's very, very beautiful. Um, so so that's available. Anybody who signs up now, I'll take another um $111 off of it. So it's already like 60% off. So I think this will put it at like 70% off. And I am adding the coupon code is going to be live, since we're live, and it's going to take an extra $111 off, and that takes it down like 444, and you get access to everything like immediately. Very, very powerful. So if you're interested, check out the link in the bio for that. Ray Ben said, I'm trying to figure out how to subscribe. You're trying to subscribe to here. Um, Let me see if I can reactivate the subscription timer thing. There we go. I'll only do it. It says an hour, but I won't be on here for an hour. Um, there we go. So it should give you an option from there. I think Cold Venus went crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Um, But like I said, for anybody interested, use the promo code live, and it'll take an extra $111 off. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Zoom. It's a very, very beautiful practice, a very beautiful path to be on. There's no other path that builds such a deep relationship with yourself, with your environment, with the universe, with God. And I mean that because hermetics is outside of religious or cultural influence. It's the universal understanding of metaphysics, of how reality manifests. So it's the search for truth. And as we continue to grow and evolve, we all reach higher levels of truth, higher levels of experience, and God being the only objective truth. Anything below that, two different perceptions. It's vibrating in and out of emptiness. And to vibrate, you need, one side and another. So yeah. So you played a song one time with the flute or meditation. Do you remember what song that was? It was me. Some of my spirit. Whenever I play the flute, it's my spirit playing. I don't think about it. I don't know. I tune into my light, boom, and just you just go from there. So yeah. So which religion or belief is the foundation? I just answered your question. You know, Christianity stems from Hermetics. Our sciences stem from Hermetics. All of them, like literally all of them, from physics, quantum physics. Quantum physics is the study of the astral. Chemistry is the science of Kemet. It's the science of Egypt. And Hermetics is named after Hermes Trismegistus, who is also Tahuti or Thoth in Egyptian, or Mercury, same level of consciousness, and all the knowledge and stuff comes from it, so just putting that out there. But that's all I got for you guys. Like I said, if you want to join the course, use the promo code live. It'll take an additional $111 off because he was the first magician, right? Yeah. And the heavens gave him that information, and he literally, that's why he's called the god of knowledge and wisdom, and all of our sciences come from that. Yeah. Yeah. And it gets pretty deep, and it's beautiful. And what I teach, if you've ever read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, that's what I teach. no symbology, nothing. This is exactly what it is and what it means. How you raise up in the light, it's how you tune in to any frequency and all the creation, and take on that frequency. So basically, he is God, Loki. We all are. We literally all are. The essence of your spirit is a vibrational match to the universal mind. Everybody is God. We're not separate from it. It's only only thing that's keeping you from having that experience and understanding what God consciousness is, or what universal light is all the things you're holding on to is keeping you from that. But you can tap into the essence of your spirit and experience it firsthand. And this is what I teach people to do. It says, but like the creator, and so we all are. We all are. This is what I'm saying. We all are. And this is why some people who touch light, get in this real weird dualistic state, and then they go into this weird, aspect of like, I am God, you know, you guys are going to praise me, and I, weird stuff like that or whatever. But we all are, bro. Literally, we all are, and the more you can understand that, the more of life you begin to unlock, literally. But you have to open that up. Oh, what up, Dr. Earl? I hope you having a good day. But you came in as I'm about to leave. um, but literally, Psalms 46:10, be still, know that I am God. And it says live at 9 p.m. Central. I believe so. I believe so. No, and you're not subscribed. It will have the little mark that Dr. Earl has right there. Yep, you got to be still. And this is why I'm doing the concentration and even the meditation thing tomorrow is through that stillness and cultivating the stillness of your spirit. The only thing that's stopping you from being God again is literally all the vibrations that are going on in your mind. So being still, boom, you can he says, I believe we're all God, but we all can't have the power of God. Great power comes with great responsibility. That's why everybody got all the BS stuck to them that's keeping them from it. But it's a self-guided system. The more you release, the more you raise up in frequency. And the more access you have to more knowledge, wisdom, power, skill, and then you keep raising up. And the higher the frequency, the more of God you are. The closer you are to God, the more of God you are. And the path of ascension is literally raising up that bar. You're raising up into higher levels of who and what you are. You're not separate from them. Everybody is, and everybody and everything in all creation will grow and evolve back to that. It's a literal thing. So yeah, but we'll get deeper into the theory and everything on that. But I'm not about to go through it now. So they took the money out for a subscription. Does it take a minute to show up? I have no idea. I've never done it. This is new to me. But I think somebody else said that happened too. So you might want to check on your settings. Um, but I think when they did it, it didn't take the correct, like somebody sent me something and said it was like $2.99 or something like that. It should be $5.99 for the subscription. Maybe you bought diamonds or something like that, but then actually apply it. I don't know how they do it though. I really don't. Because even anytime I've ever purchased anything on TikTok, it's from like the little bit of stuff from what people send me in gifts, which is like nothing. Like literally. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Oh, what up, Adrian? Everybody joining when I'm leaving. Thank you for joining. It says you have to subscribe to do the meditation tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, it's a subscription thing. It's a subscriber only meditation group, and it'll be every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. When you raise your vibration, do you feel your beloved ones more alive? No, not really. I mean, there's levels to it, depending on who your beloved ones are and what part of them is still like here, because the essence of people are still here. Certain levels of consciousness you can tune into for different people, your current level of awareness and where you're tuned into the astral, and their own level. You know, there's a part of us in every level of creation. There's a part of you that's in nirvana right now. It's just vibrating so fast that you can't catch it. And this is why when you're still, you slow your brainwave states down. You literally slow it down to your brainwaves flatline and you touch the akasha, the literal vibrations of your mind it's your vibration. That's what your vibration is. Now you can vibrate so fast you stop vibrating. You can vibrate so slow you stop vibrating. But it's the vibrations of your mind. It's a literal thing. Thank you for the sub. I look forward to y'all for the meditation group tomorrow. But yeah, since mostly you see how dead people really are. No, you can interact with like with all types of beings. The majority of creation is not living, not in this physical realm, and everything has a spirit. Everything in all the creation has a spirit, has a consciousness. You know, some of the higher consciousness are more intelligent. People who train their mind, their spirits. Why I teach what I teach. They have freedom within their experience. If you do not train your mind, when you die, you're just going to float. You're going, there's like a time period, like right after you die, where you're still attached to your astral body and you can move around and do whatever. But once your astral body dies away with your physical body, you're just going to float. And that's why it's very important to train your mind, train your spirit. So when you do die, you have freedom. You can move around as you please. And then, it's levels to it. But yeah, so this is all I got for you guys. You guys have a very good night. Thank you guys for joining me. For those of you that's going to be in the course tonight, I look forward to seeing you guys on Zoom. Everybody else, peace out. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow in the meditation group. Have a good night.